what do you feel are the roles? There are a lot of these, NGOs which are there, which supposedly do a lot of work in these areas and all. I mean, there's a lot of good things happening, like Rotary and Lions. They do a lot of good work where they're going to those areas. But there are a lot of foreign NGOs and all which come in over there and they do a lot of good work over there. But sometimes there's a lot of controversy regarding that.
I wouldn't say it's not about local and international or anything. Ultimately you can never paint anybody with the same brush. But yes, there are good NGOs and there are bad NGOs. That's the truth of it, and I think everybody does know that. I think the fault lies with us. We give our money, we feel our guilt is gone, and we are happy. We don't care whether that money really is being used the way it should be used. I'm just coming in, as you know, from Kathmandu, where we're just looking at doing a conference which is on evaluation, impact assessments. Okay, people just don't care. Right? If you really cared, you would ask, does this NGO ever, just as we expect to get audited reports of a financial company, of a corporate company, why are we not asking that at least put up an impact assessment? Fine, you are only approachable and you're only answerable to the charitable commissioner, but definitely you can have impact assessments done. And if you do that, you're at least telling the NGO someone's watching it. So I think don't give away your money just like that. And definitely don't give your money away just because an NGO sounds very big and very popular and very well known. Don't do that. Go find out what they're doing. Take a little trouble. I mean, I'm sure that money was hard earned for you too. So if that's the case, make sure it's used well too. So I think that's partly we are to be blamed. We just give our money and wash away our sins.
Absolutely. Karon, you are featured in a very big book by Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the, I think, Indian Women's Soul. Indian Women's Soul. Can you share something about that?
Well, it was an experience. I don't normally talk about it. There's a lot of personal history that obviously is there. I was out of the corporate world, and I think you again know that, for close to 10 years. And obviously, when you've been in the thick and thin of, corporate competitive life, and suddenly you are, termed a housewife who supposedly does nothing, and I can tell you that's not true at all, okay? All you guys need to go back and really thank your wives for being both housewives and, if they're working, then doing a dual role, because it's an enormous task. So that's the reason why today I have huge respect, even if a woman is, a housewife in work, because I think there's a lot that is done which we just don't appreciate and understand. Absolutely. As long as it's about choice, that's really where I come from. But anyway, yeah, so those 10 years is really what is being covered in the Chicken Soup story, because it's about finding myself again, and realizing what I really want in my life and what I want to do.
Good. That's nice to hear about. How do you generally relax during stressful times and otherwise?
Oh, stress is the second part, I think, of my life, so that doesn't change. But when I can, yes, I love to listen to music. I love dancing. I love to read too. So we do a lot of that. And once in a while, my husband tells me some good jokes.
Okay. He's smiling helps. Over there. I think I'm going to catch him after dinner over there. How do you balance between work, family, friends, and general life over there?
It's not easy. I think at the end of the day, and really, when people talk about work-life balance, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I think it's crazy. You just can't do it. I think at the end of the day, what you need to do is prioritize. You need to look at what is the real need. I think you have to differentiate between what is important and what is urgent,
Absolutely.
And take a really informed decision. I mean, there are emotional issues, there are physical issues, there's just so many things. So I think at the end of the day, you have to realize that you can only do so much, and that's it. You do your best, you try to meet the different needs, and then prioritize as per what you think is the most critical.
So you're able to balance the scales over there.
We struggle, but that helps me keep some of my fitness levels, I guess.
Okay, if not this, then what would have been? I know that's a difficult question over there. What is your passion?
I love to do a lot of different things. I love to explore. I mean, one of the things I would love to do is just go down a road without knowing where it's going, and I could just go on and on and on. So I could have been an explorer. Perhaps if I were more fit, I would still do that. The other is, of course, and it's really ironical, I would have been definitely a financial person. Okay. Somebody who talks about business with a heart, and suddenly you are talking about numbers. So yes, I would probably have been a financial person.
Okay. Your advice to all entrepreneurs out over here?
Well, I've been an entrepreneur twice around. Once in a very purely commercial way, and now where I still believe I'm a commercial entrepreneur, okay, but definitely with a purpose. We do not have a cause, we have a purpose, yeah. So that differentiates us to a certain extent. I think, an entrepreneur definitely has a vision in his mind when he starts business. I mean, it's never money. It's about something that he wants to do, he wants to achieve, she. And sometimes we follow that with so much of passion, we just cannot hear anybody else. We just go after that. I think, and this is my own experience, but I think sometimes you need to just stand back, stop, pause, reinvent yourself, because suddenly you'll realize that every destination has multiple roads leading up to it. And choosing that right road sometimes means just taking a step back, sometimes means taking a diversion, and sometimes means actually skipping a whole long jump ahead. So I think that's really where I would say that, just give yourself a break. You don't always have to be on that treadmill. I don't mind.
You think that it makes sense for, somebody, a lot of people go for a 1-year sabbatical, either to learn something new or something. It's very popular abroad. I don't think it's very popular over here.
Because we are all in that competitive race, right? I mean, if I lose 1 year, I've lost 1 year. I mean, big deal. I lost 10 years, and I today think it's okay. It's really okay, But yeah, it's a difficult thing to do. And taking a sabbatical, of course, as provided you know what you're doing and why you want to take that sabbatical, or what you expect to achieve at the end of that. Because otherwise you can just keep being on a sabbatical. Yeah. Non-stop.
Permanent vacation.
Permanent vacation, right?
It's nice.
So,
it's like retire early.
Yeah, you don't want to be an escapist. I wouldn't, I would not advocate that. But definitely sometimes give yourself that space. And it doesn't have to be this 1 year. I don't know where this 1 year has come. It can be, 1 month. It can be 1 week. It can be, a quarter. It can be anything. So I don't think this 1 year, we just get stuck with preconceived notions. And that is something I always try to stay away from.
Karon, fantastic. And let's give Karon a big hand.
Thank you so much.
That's exclusive Jam with Sam mug for you.
Thank you so much.
And you know what's you know what's in that for you.
Yes, thank you so much.
He's smiling over there, no?
Yeah, he's gonna get that.
Over there.
Oh my